In this video, we are going to look at Autodesk Inventor Professional 2022. Now this will be your first time using Inventor, so we're going to go over the basics to create a simple 3D cube. The first thing that we need to know is that in the UK we work in millimetres and we work in metric. So we're going to make sure that we create a new part in millimetres rather than the default, which is inches. So to do that, we're going to click New up the top, and we're going to drop down where it says Templates so that we can click Metric, and we want to make sure that we are on the standard millimetres part, and then press Create. Now we have our kind of home screen of Inventor, so we can see along the top that we have lots of different icons. We won't use all of these this year, but you will start getting more familiar with some of them as you go throughout S1 to S6. At the left-hand side here, we have our modelling tree, and this will show us all of the different things that we have done so that we can easily edit them, or if we make a mistake, we can quickly delete things using the modelling tree. We have our little view cube up at the right hand side, and that's to show different views of our model. And we've got this little home button here, so if you ever feel like you have lost your sketch or you've zoomed in too much, you can press the little home button and that will return you back to your view of the sketch. To zoom in and out, you can use the wheel on your mouse. And to kind of pan around, you can either use the little hand symbol here, or you can hold down the wheel of your mouse. Now, before we make anything 3D, we need to sketch it in 2D first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to the left-hand side and we're going to click Start a 2D Sketch. And you can see that it gave us 3 planes in order for us to sketch on. So if you imagine that these are kind of pieces of paper, and this is what we are going to sketch on. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to click the XZ plane. Now we can see that we are in sketch mode, so the icons along the top have changed. So we've now got line, circle, arc, rectangle, and some other ones that again we'll use throughout our years. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the rectangle tool. Now there are 2 different types of rectangle tools that you can use. You can use the 2-point rectangle, which will allow us to draw a rectangle from the point. And we also have the 2-point center rectangle, which is the 3rd one down, and that allows us to draw a rectangle from the middle. Now if you make a sketch and you no longer want it, or you want to delete it, the first thing you will do is press Escape on your keyboard, which is at the top left-hand side. You can then click and drag to highlight your full shape, and then you can press Delete on your keyboard as well. You can also delete individual lines by again clicking them and pressing Delete on your keyboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at creating a kind of square shape. So I'm going to use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to use the 2-point center rectangle. I'm going to click the yellow dot in the middle, and I'm just going to draw a square. Now it doesn't matter about the sizes at the moment, we just want a shape that kind of looks like a square. Now each of our cubes are 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters, so I'm going to make sure that these lines are the correct size. So in order to do that, I'm going to press Dimension at the top, and then going to select my top line and click. I'm then going to click off that line, and it doesn't matter where you click, I'm just going to click above it, and I'm going to change that to 50 and then press the tick. And again, if it's zoomed in too much, I can either zoom out or press my little cube. I'm then going to do the exact same with the side line. So I'm going to press Dimension, I'm going to click my line, I'm going to click off my line, and again I'm going to change it to 50 and then press the tick. And now I have a box 50 by 50. Now this is a good example of showing you the kind of cube. So you can see that the cube will allow us to view different angles of it. And if I do zoom in too much and I can't find where I should be, I can always press the home button and it will bring me back home. So now that we have our sketch of our cube, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at pressing Finish Sketch. And you can see that our icons have now changed back to the 3D model icon. Now, in order to make something 3D, if it's going to be the same width from the bottom to the top, I can press the Extrude button. We're going to use Extrude. And we're going to make sure the distance is set to 50. And press OK. And you can see that we now have a 3D cube. Once we've done that, we're going to go to File, Save As, and we're going to save it into our technical folder.